At the beginning of Revenge of the Sith, we saw a lot of Separatist warships. Later in the movie, however, no larger Separatist vessels appeared on screen, with the exception of the core ship on Utapau. Even during the Republic attack, we can't see any warships defending the planet. But why? Today, we'll answer this question. At first, we may think that the defense fleet was obliterated before Republic forces attacked the ground. But there's one problem. There's simply no way that nobody on the ground would not have been informed about the attack. The fleet would have informed General Grievous immediately. And even if this wasn't possible because of a communication jammer, it's impossible that nobody would notice the lack of communication. Instead, the Separatist Navy wasn't present at all. But why? The first reason is that Utapau was a hideout for the Separatist Council, a base of operation that kept Newt Gunray and the rest of the Council safe until their fortress on Mustafar had finished construction. Placing a massive fleet in orbit is not a smart move if you want to hide on the planet. However, shortly before the attack, there was no longer the need to keep Utapau a secret. The fortress on Mustafar had been finished and Grievous knew the Republic would come, especially after Kenobi arrived. Grievous was too smart to be fooled by Obi-Wan's trick, and when Kenobi revealed himself, Grievous wasn't surprised at all. The droid general knew that the Jedi was on the planet and that the Republic would soon follow. So why didn't he order his fleet to establish a defense? The answer is very simple. He had no reason to defend the planet. The only reason why Utapau was important in the first place was the presence of the Separatist Council. His only objective was to secure the retreat of the Council. Everything else didn't matter. The small factories on the planet and the droids that would have been left behind were insignificant. But how did the Council escape without protection from the fleet, you may ask? We can look at Grievous' planned escape for answers. Grievous' starfighter was located far outside the battlefield, and we can't hear or see any Republic ships in that area, meaning that the fighter was far enough away for him to flee the planet without getting noticed. Obi-Wan was later able to use this advantage for his own escape, and it's likely that the Separatist Council relied on the same tactic. The fleet doesn't have to be at Utapau to ensure that Grievous and the Council can escape. But where was it then? Personally, I believe that Grievous prepared a large fleet to reinforce Kashyyyk. You see, Kashyyyk was Grievous' ultimate target during the last days of the war. He prepared the invasion weeks before Coruscant, and it was a brilliant move. It was a plan B in case the CIS lost the Battle of Coruscant. This planet in the Mid-Rim was geographically, politically and strategically important. Several important hyperspace lanes crossed the system, and many worlds in the Mid-Rim followed Kashyyyk's lead. Of course, many of them joined the war against the Confederacy alongside Kashyyyk. But if the Wookiees surrendered, most of them would capitulate as well. This would have opened many new fronts the Republic would have to deal with. That alone would have given Grievous the opportunity to change the course of the war. As I stated in my video about the Battle of Coruscant, the CIS was still able to defeat the Republic even after they had lost thousands of ships at the galactic capital. But the problem the Confederacy faced at the end of the war was the Republic Navy, which controlled and blockaded many hyperspace lanes and intersections. The CIS may still have had the strength to defeat the Republic, but it was cornered, and the CIS Navy's numbers advantage was countered by that. A victory at Kashyyyk would have broken the Outer Rim sieges and allowed Grievous to start a massive counter-offensive, especially if you consider the secret that was hidden on the planet. The city of Kakarot on Kashyyyk was home to an ancient guild of Wookiee cartographers and astronavigators, the Klatuvak Guild. This guild had records of many important hyperspace routes that were hidden from the rest of the galaxy. That's the reason why the CIS focused on Kakarot and why Grievous' fleet wasn't at Utapau, but prepared to reinforce their troops and ships on Kashyyyk. Now, I'm sure you want to know what would have happened next and if a Confederate victory on Kashyyyk would have doomed the Republic. Sadly, you have to wait until next week to get the answer, because we have once again reached the end. Please leave your opinion and thoughts in the comments below and consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video. Until next time, may the Force be with you.